What's going on, guys? This is Joe Tallarico, and you're listening to the Aha Moment podcast, where we find regular people who said no to playing it safe, failed along the way, and are in the middle of their grind to the top. Here's how they think when everyone else tells them no. Ladies and gentlemen, today I am here with Jeremy Tristan.
Yeah.
How's it going today, Jeremy?
It's going, brother.
Yeah, thank you for coming
Glad you got me in here.
Of course, anytime. I knew I had to. I knew you'd have a good story to tell. For those who don't know...
It's all right.
It's okay.
It's okay, yeah.
For those listening who aren't familiar with you, tell them a bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from.
Well, I'm originally from Northern California. Went to Santa Barbara, UC Santa Barbara in 2006. And yeah, moved out here in 2012 and started to stunt performing. Started acting when I was 16, martial arts by heart, so a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm a mystery man, actually.
He's a jack of all trades.
I'm a jack of all trades.
But a ninja at the same time.
A ninja at the same time. Do I look over there, or do I look at you?
You can look at me, you can just
look
talk.
everywhere, right? What if I look at the mic? No.
You just gotta stare at the mic, pretend that's the eye.
Cool, man. Awesome. But yeah, like I started martial arts as well at the age of 6. The way it happened was getting punched in the face.
Oh, damn. Like school fight or something?
Yeah, like this kid punched me straight in the face. I call him Otis. Have you ever seen Milo and Otis?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's about a pug and a kitten, right? So at 6 years old, this guy just looked like Otis, and I called him Otis, and this third grader just punched me in the face.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and I went home with black eye, and that night I was learning how to block from like a big karate instructor from Okinawa teaching me how to block. It was the rising block. You know, someone punched you in the face, you do that. So ever since then, karate like had been my Boy Scouts, you know, got into the whole stuff, and then at 16 was when I got into the acting.
When you originally got into acting, was it stunt work strictly, or was it acting? It
was acting. Like when I would fight in tournaments, you know, scouts from LA would, go to my parents. I'm like, 10, 11, 12, up until like I was 14. They were like trying to get me to move down to LA to do some, martial arts shit or just get into acting. They liked my look. They were like, "You Filipina." I was like, "See." But my mom was totally against it, because of the culture of the drugs and the partying. I was supposed to be the good son kind of thing, so she would always be like, "No. He's gonna be a doctor, lawyer. He's gonna be a nurse."
A respectable job.
Respectable.
Are you an only child, or?
No, I have a little sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does she do?
She is a stay-at-home mom right now. She has 3 kids. Just had a baby about 3 months ago. Beautiful, beautiful girls and a little boy, who just joined jiu-jitsu a couple weeks ago. You got a little tussle too. Got a little tussle, man.
How does she feel about that, knowing you as the brother getting into fights?
Oh, like who, me? Oh, like about her son?
Yeah.
Oh, about Ryder? Well, she started taking Taekwondo at an early age, at age from 9 on till, 16, 17, so she's all about it. You know how Filipinos are, man.
Yeah.
It's like, protect yourself, fuck that guy up if he punches you in the face, right? Yeah. So she's all for it, like, it's funny, like a girl grabbed him by the collar, boy got him in a headlock, 7-year-olds, fucking 7-year-olds, dude.
They don't know any better.
Yeah, know any better.
Lessons.
But he didn't do anything, and my sister asked him, it's like, why didn't you, do anything? He was like, well, because I thought you'd be mad. She's like, no, you protect yourself, in those situations, and then immediately contact jiu-jitsu place up in Lodi. I recommended the Diaz brothers, but they're kind of, hard, So I think it's the jiu-jitsu place he put him as more of a kid harmony environment.
Kid-friendly.
Yeah. So it runs in the family, I think, Got to get punched in the face at age 6, and then life starts from there.
Life lessons.
Yeah.
How did that shape your behavior going into acting, and because maybe not physically but like mentally, you know, auditioning and just the entertainment life is pretty brutal.
It is brutal. You got to have a concrete skin, you know, and you can't let, you know, each audition that you don't get gets you. Like what I learned was try to forget about it. As soon as you like walk out that door, just fucking forget about it. Because there were times where, you know, I would commute from Santa Barbara to LA for a 10-minute audition, right? I wouldn't feel good about it. And then I would just think about it for that hour drive back home, you know, if I'm stuck in traffic or anything about killing the guy next to me, you know, and it's just like when you think about my auditions, going through every single thing that, you know, I did wrong. And then I end up landing it, you know? It's like, it happens like that. And then the ones where I thought I did fucking amazing, like, yeah, you know, it's like, no, you know? Damn. So it's, you just have to be at the right place at the right time and be ready when you're at the right place at the right time. So that's what I found. So just be yourself, be confident, and don't give a fuck. That's the subtle art of not giving a fuck.
Yeah, which is a great book.
Yeah, it is. I listened to it.
What did you think of that?
The audio, I thought it was amazing. Like, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, just not to, you know, care about your health, care about your family, care about things that actually matter, man. Not the fact that this has 45 milligrams of THC and I'm getting messed up. I just cannot give a fuck about it. I just have to keep drinking.
There you go. You gotta narrow down the things that matter. Focus on the little things that matter, not the waste of time.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there any struggles you went through aside from that fight that like kind of shaped your behaviors, or was there anything about that fight that kind of gave you a certain
it hurt. I cried. I remember. Yeah, you're talking about when I was 6. Yeah, I cried. It hurt, and I didn't want it to happen again. I knew that. I just remember playing with my turtles outside, and my mom calling about 5 different karate studios about what happened, and she found a really good one. And yeah, I don't know. It's like, you know, when you're 6, it's like you get punched in the face, and you're just like, man, you know. And then when I learned karate, like, I got into even more fights because people wanted to challenge me. And then after I would handle my business with them, you know, they would become my friends. Like my best friends. When I was in 7th grade, I was about a green belt at the time. And I remember going to a new school and these kids like ganging up on me, and I literally got one and threw him over my shoulder, got him in a little headlock. That guy became my best friend for the next like 6 years after that. Yeah, because they were the jocks, right? And so that's what got me into the whole sports system too with these guys. So it's interesting. And then I was like picking on bullies. Like,
so what do you think it was about you that made people want to like just pick on you all the time like that?
Because I'm Filipino.
Damn, racist.
A good looking one, by, you know, you mess up. You know, look at the wrong girl or the boys. And my nephew, you know, like I said, he's a good looking kid, you know, has you know, the girls of course, and like by nature, you know, we fight. Yeah, it's like when you see someone, you know, it's like you're a male, you're an animal, and if the female species going after that one male, you want to try to take them out.
Yeah.
And so there's some good things and some interesting things, I guess. And he got into it, you know, with a girl and a boy, you know. Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you think that's the same thing that ends up making you guys friends? Because it's that respect of like, all right, you stood up for yourself.
Yeah. And you know, it's like I as a kid, it's like I didn't realize that, you know, why are people like trying to pick on me, or why, you know, it's like I'm talking to all these girls. What's wrong? You know, I'm 6 years old, bro. I got like the hottest girl already. Like, what's wrong? Why you don't like me? But you know that. But I figured it out as an adult, like, because I would see it. You know, that guy's just being haters, and I was like, why are you hating on that guy?
Yeah.
I was like, he's getting all the bitches, man. Like, don't hate on that guy. You gotta be his friend. You gotta befriend him.
Now, how many forms of martial arts do you study? What are all the martial arts?
Right now, I'm focusing on more boxing and Muay Thai, but karate is my base. Like, I love karate. That's what the discipline of it and the body hardening of it and the mental focus is, you know, you apply that to everyday life. And, you know, when you're doing katas and forms and you're staying in like a kibadashi horse stance, you know, when you're, you know, wide stance, low, almost like in a squat position for like 30 minutes, it's like you're trying to figure out as a kid, it's like, what the why the hell am I doing this, man? It hurts. But as an adult, it's like that focus of forgetting about the pain and all that, like, you know. So
that's the cool stuff about martial arts is the deeper you get into it, it's more, their focus is more mental than it is like,
it's very mental.
Coolly kicking butt.
Like at 8, 9 years old, we would be in, you know, in our little kneeling down and eyes closed, meditating. And at 8, 9 years old, I didn't understand it, but our sensei would have us picture a flower blooming really slow, or a beach and ocean. And that kind of stuff actually applies in my acting too. Right, you know, to meditate. When I worked with Howard Fine, you know, we used to try to experience being on the beach with, you know, feeling the grains, the noise, and then your imagination just completely takes over. And the karate thing was just so easy for me to do that. But Howard Fine is a real good acting coach, but right now I'm studying Peter Frisch. It's a totally different way that Howard Fine did. But the whole imagination, you know, taking your mind somewhere else. I mean, you could have, you know, crazy pain in a horse stance, you know, shaking, you know, your legs are like this and it just hurts like a bitch, but you're thinking about this flower and that pain's gone, you know, because you're so focused on that flower, your body is there, but your mind is, you know, somewhere else. And yeah.
Damn.
Sprig Spinalmore.
Throwing up an ad right there.
Zero sugar.
That's cool though. That's
zero.
That's cool that you were able to take what you learned in martial arts, like that, the deep stuff, and carry it over to your next traits within
which
the
is
acting.
acting. And I felt like the whole competition of being in front of hundreds of people, like you're either fighting or sparring or point fighting, or you're doing a form that has to be perfect. And performing and going to judges, I think that helps a lot with acting, because you are in front of judges, you are in front of people. Even though I was shy, I considered myself shy growing up until I got into acting, which took me out of my shyness. Like, I didn't realize that I was actually performing, you know, in front of all these people. And I think that's what the scouts in LA saw. But me as a kid, you don't realize that shit.
It's like that straight up Karate Kid wax on, wax off stuff.
Yeah, wax on, wax off.
You're doing it for years and you're like, this is so lame.
It
just kicks in when you need it.
You realize it. And so now I'm going back to working on katas, working on forms, and working on starting from the basics of karate, so as an adult I could understand as an adult and not as a kid. That was like pretty much like child abuse. You know, it's like you would think, you know, we would punch pieces of wood until our knuckles bled.
That's
you know, to harden our knuckles and everything, elbows, you know, hitting wood, you know, barefoot, you know, it's like sparring. You know, I've seen people get their ribs broken. I'm like, oh, you know, back on the ground. I saw someone get their nose broken. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, the guy that got his nose broken actually got a Power Ranger role. I'm not going to say his name, but they were scouting a lot of the Rebukai. If anybody out there knows Rebukai, shout out Ron Markini. You know, that was some good karate. Yeah. But transitioning over to acting, the focus, you know, the discipline of just keep going no matter what, like that's basically what I took from the whole martial arts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're getting ready for these auditions or just working on your craft, regardless, you know, we all end up coming up with excuses in our head. What are like the biggest excuses and stuff that holds you back, and then how do you overcome those things?
Didn't put enough time.
Yeah.
Yeah, prepping.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
like prepping for the audition.
Prepping for the audition, yeah. And it's interesting because now it's like I'm able to get sides, and I don't like to overdo it. I don't like to read it too much because I like to be spontaneous. As long as you got the lines and the motion and your beats and all that stuff, I do a lot better. But before, as a young actor, I needed to put that time. You know, I needed to put in the hours before I auditioned, but I would put maybe 2 or 3 hours working on it when you should have been working all fucking day, you know, to get it. And I was like, okay, like coming auditions, like, well, I only work on it for 2 or 3 hours, or literally I would work on it on the drive there. You know, I get the lines the night before, and then, you know, you should be up, you know, all fucking night, you know, saying those lines, trying to get it perfect. But I would sleep or whatever, you know, whatever I was doing. But then drive at 6 a.m. in the morning, you know, memorize my lines, driving, you know, whatever, stuck in traffic, going over it. And sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. But when I wouldn't get a role, I would always put it on. I should have put more time.
Okay.
Yeah, I should put more, I guess, more time in studying the lines, getting it right, And yeah, some auditions I didn't really care about, or it's just like I don't give a fuck. And then when I get there, I'm like, oh man, like, this is actually really cool. Like I should have studied my lines better. But yeah.
So do you make sure to make up for that deficit? So if you say like did an audition and it was you didn't give yourself enough time, do you make sure instead of waiting till the next day, you get up or you stay up all night the night before for the next one and?
Yeah, the next one I try real good.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
And then even if I don't get it up, you know, it's like you do your best.
Exactly.
You know, it's like you did your best, you put in the work. What else?
How about like when you get into the audition? Because when you go into the audition, you know, that's so intimidating. You're walking into a room, a very quiet room of, you know, 3-5 people.
Yeah, I'm usually freaking out. Like before I walk through that door, you know, I'm usually freaking out and everything. But then like, you know, I take a deep breath. I'm like, okay, go in there. And then my first thing is like I sign in, make sure, you know, I fucking use the restroom, whatever I need to do to be calm, and I get away from the people. I get away from everybody that's around me. I literally like be far away from everybody else to go over my lines and everything and not try to converse with anybody. And
do you use any of those like meditation techniques you were talking about before, like right before you go in to kind of center yourself?
Oh yeah, I pray to God. You know, I pray and I just like, you know, take a deep breath and I have a line I say in my head. It's kind of like the same thing what I used to do in karate when I used to, before I did a kata, because the main thing you do before you start a kata is you put your head down and you close your eyes and you take like, you know, 5 deep breaths. And in my head I'm saying like, you know, help me God, help me do a good job, help me beat these motherfuckers, you know, anything, you know, just to pray for a second, and then you come out, you lift your head up, and then you go into your, you know, hard form. It's the same deal audition, you know, it's like, in my car, I do it before I leave my car. I just kind of take a deep breath and I just say a little prayer in my head and then go. Like, yeah.
Were there any key pieces of what you learned growing up that you didn't realize you'd need later in life that you were like, damn, I'm glad I learned that lesson?
Adderall. No. I should have took Adderall.
Helps you with your focus?
No. Joking. Like I should have, well, let's see. Man, that's a tough question. Can you reword it for like a 5th grader?
So like, I mean, you kind of answered it already before. Like, what was like a big lesson growing up that like ended up becoming super useful to you today, or, you know, within the last
patience.
Yeah?
Yeah,
you're
patience.
very patient
I was a very impatient kid. And then dealing with boredom, like we get bored fast and want to like, you know, always have fun.
I'm the same way, but for me it's like, I need quick progress. I'm sure everyone does, you know, you hate when no one likes to hear, oh, you're going to do good at this, it takes time. Even you know, being trainers, clients, no client wants to hear, oh, you're going to lose that weight, but it's going to take longer than you thought.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody wants quick results. So, yeah, patience. Yeah. Just being patient.
That's big.
So,
what
anger management.
Are you someone that gets angry super easily? Do you find it your short
temper? No, I used to, like, when I get angry, like, it takes a lot for me to get angry, but when I get angry, like, I get really angry. You know? So, it's like, I don't get pissed off too much at anybody, but if you do, like, it's pretty much from like 0 to like 100, but it takes a lot to do that, like with a guy like me. I never, you know, I'm not the one to start fights or anything. I always avoided that. Let's see, what would I get pissed off? I really don't get pissed off that much anymore.
That's good.
Yeah.
Did you freak out on people? I mean, I guess you were getting into fights a lot as a kid, so. Yeah,
I wouldn't freak out on people like out of my thing, but if, like, say I see somebody trip, like somebody, like that would piss me off a little bit.
So it's more like respecting. You see people miss.
Yeah, that kind of thing. You know, it's that would piss me off a bit. Or seeing like a guy manhandle like a chick, like watching it, that could piss me off a bit. But I have to like step back and be like, this is none of my business. I'm not gonna do it. I've done it before, you know, and just a guy just wants to start a fight, but you know, it's like, man, dude, just like overarm, man. Like, you know, it's like, why are you doing that? It's like, she's a girl, you know, and that pisses me off. Yeah. So that kind of thing, and then also someone disrespecting a friend or whatever, and then going off on me. Pretty much, it's like they have to physically touch me to really get me to that point. right?
Which is totally understandable.
Yeah.
All those things you mentioned are totally justifiable.
Yeah.
If someone's doing any of those things, like that's
exactly. So
that's good.
That's it.
Yeah. What made you get into acting in the first place? What gave you that bug?
It was, well, I love Tom Cruise movies. I like watching that. Bruce Lee movies. I used to love Bruce Lee movies. It was weird. Like, I was just driving. My mom was driving. I was like 16. My sister was in the back. And because I've been approached by these LA people, like, it was, you know, I've known about the LA and the acting, but it wasn't for me. Like, when I would sit and watch theater in high school, I would think these motherfuckers were weird. It's like, how can they... I was like, the weird kids were in theater, and so I would sit there and watch, and be like, this is weird. But I love movies still, but I thought they sucked. And so one of my friends was in the theater, and he was like the main actor in the school. It was like my sophomore year we were driving, and you know, my GPA went from like a 3.8 to like a 3.6, and I was like trying to, you know, become a doctor basically, or a lawyer, one of those two, but I needed good grades, and I was like, well, in the car, she's like, well, you better, what are you gonna do if, you know, you drop down to 3.5? It's like, you know how Filipinos are, they want you to fucking get good grades. And she was like, what are you gonna do? Like, how are you gonna support your kids? Why? I'm just talking, like, I'm 16. And then on the radio, like, this commercial comes on that says, like, want to be an actor? No, literally, dude, like, right at the moment. And I'm sitting there and everything. It's like, want to be an actor? Come and audition for us in Sacramento, California and everything. And I was like, I want to do that. And then my mom was just looked at me. I was like, no, I want to do that. That's how I'm going to, like, you know, make my money, you know? And I was like, okay, I'll call him up. You know, took down the number. And then she called him up, and I had an audition, like, the next week with the acting studio, because they're only looking for a couple people. And, like, I remember going there not knowing what I was getting myself into at 16. And, you know, they had me go up there and do, like, they're like, you're doing a Coca-Cola commercial, and just, like, do it and everything. I was like, yeah, this is Coca-Cola. I said something like, this is Coca-Cola, and I don't drink it because it's bad for your teeth. And bad for your bones, like shit like that. And then
I guess you didn't get the point.
And the scouter was just like, you know, everybody was laughing, but I didn't get it because I was just being truthful. Because they had me a Coca-Cola things like advertise, you're in a commercial. And so after all that, like, they pretty much took me in and talked to my mom and said, we want to take him, he has good marketability, blah blah blah. He's funny, you know, it's good look. And basically that's all I heard from 16 on was he has a good look. And I didn't really understand. I was like, what the hell does that mean, good look?
Does that something like that mess with your head at all when people are telling you since 16, like, oh, you've got a good look? Some people
yeah. It's hearing it, you know, being in karate and stuff, like, you got a good look, you know, blah, blah, I gotta go to LA. And I don't know what that meant, dude. I really did not know. Like, literally growing up, I did not think I had any look, you know. I thought I was actually, like, the ugliest kid in class, to tell you the truth. It's like, you know, I'm the Filipino kid out of everybody. Everybody's white or black or Mexican. And then who the fuck am I? You know, it's like I was kind of confused about that. So I never felt like that. But that's why it's like white people can fight me. You know, I just really didn't take advantage of what I look like. But I remember, like, my grandma being like, oh, you know, you're cute, pinch my cheeks. And, you know, ladies saying, like, I'm cute, but I didn't, like, what the hell?
Yeah,
you know?
You don't think too much into it?
No, I don't give a fuck about looks, man. I mean, as an actor, you have to. You know, because you have to look good. I mean, that's just what sells. Sex sells. And so I learned that the hard way, I guess. But, yeah.
Okay.
Bling bling C. What was I talking about? I don't even know, man.
No,
I don't even know. This is Joe's new cold brew coffee. Go and get it.
There you go.
Yep, that's him right there.
Watching it, it's a cold brew coffee he's got, but it's in like they package it in a flask for some reason.
Yeah, I was drinking this on the drive here, and I did not want to get pulled over. But
there you go. Mm-hmm. And it's just coffee. It legitimately is just coffee. That's funny.
It's amazing. It's good.
So now, because you had all these thoughts going on when you were young, getting into fights, even getting into acting, did you have any kind of support system or mentors or anything like that?
Mentors. My uncle. He was like a ladies' man.
Okay.
But I remember growing up and just like wanting to be like him.
Yeah.
You know, Bruce Lee. Like my other uncle got me into it because he trained with Danny DeSanto. You know, and both my uncles did actually. Danny DeSanto, Eskrima. You know, the whole he was carried freaking nunchucks. Crazy Filipino.
Walking time.
Yeah. You know, the FMA guys. You know, and yeah, I looked up to them a lot and. I wanted to be like them, but you know, they're my uncle's crazy. He's still a ladies man. And he always wears. He's the guy that like gets buff. You know, it's like huge. Like he's like in his 40s, but he's buff. And I've been always like looking at him like, man, I want to be like him when I grow up. You know, I want to be buff and like, you know, get all the ladies. You know, like, but he still wears tight shirts. Like the tightest shirts, like extra small, man. Like
baby cat
muscles. And he always asks me about his arms. Like he's like, hey, look at my arms. I'm like, it's bigger than mine, but okay. Like he doesn't like 3 plates, man. Benching, I'm like, God. Even now, like he posted a Facebook page of him doing like 3 plates. So I was like, man, I still want to be like you.
How is their mentality like? Were they like real like hard workers? What was?
Yeah, well, one uncle's just like I said, the ladies man, just like charming, whatever, good looking. You know, just charmed it. He actually, funny story, like my dad and his sister, basically my aunt and my uncle from my mom and dad's side.
Wow.
I don't know how he did it, but he did it. They're not blood related, so but it was weird for my mom and my dad. Yeah, that they were dating. Yeah. You know, 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-olds, you know, it's like, hey. But, man, that is weird.
Just
go in, hey, you know, Jay, you know.
Don't make it weird.
Yeah, my sister would kill me. Weird.
It's all good. It's all good. So now going back to like when you go on auditions and you're doing the acting and stuff, how do you map out your year and stuff? How do you set goals and make sure you're staying on track?
Well, I stopped auditioning when I landed the movie Wichita.
Okay.
2015. I just like was concentrating on the stunt stuff, you know, because you know, I've been auditioning and doing things, and the agents I was with was sending me out for Asian roles. I go to Asian audition.
Of course.
I'm not the Asian anymore, I'm the Mexican. And I'm just like, man, they got the Koreans and Chinese here, man. There's no way I look Asian, man. You know, it's like, and then I go out for the, you know, Hispanic roles, and then I'm the Asian guy. So it's like, hey, are you Hispanic? You look Asian.
So for the Asian roles, you looked too Hispanic. For the Hispanic roles, you looked too Asian.
It was hard. And they would send me off to like, not serious stuff, like a lot of goofy. They would try to do the goofy stuff. Yeah, in real life I'm goofy, but you look at me, man, I don't look too goofy. Yeah. You know, it's like, and so I knew the thug roles were going to work out, and the fighting and the tough roles. And my acting coach Peter Frisch has been, you know, I've been working with since 2010. We've been working on the look, and it's basically the tough thuggy roles, and I just have to accept that right now at this time. You know, the very heroic, even like a warrior, which is fine with me. But you know, I'm never the charming, like, you know, what movie is that?
Girl's best friend.
Girl's best friend, like she's all that. No, I'm not that guy. I'm not Freddie Prinze Jr., man. Like,
he wasn't Hispanic enough.
Yeah. But at the time, it's like I kind of wanted to play those roles, and so I was just like, you know what? It's like I gotta take a break because I really don't know what roles to go for. Because I would audition for even McDonald's, man. You know, like big commercials. You know, like eat this cheeseburger and be all whatever, and it's like, I'm trying my best to be goofy here, but I can't be too goofy. Like that fat kid with the glasses over there is gonna get this role, man.
I know he's getting that role.
I'm coming in here and like looking like this because I had these muscles the whole time. Yeah. You know, it's like, how do you go in for a Burger King commercial with muscles, man? It's like, how do you land that shit? Tell me. But these agents were like trying to just get me to do commercials, and I was like, no, man, like it's theatrical. No commercials. And even all these other commercial agents are trying to get me, and I'm just like, no, I will not make you money. Like, I promise you. It's like, just stick me to the serious roles, you know, horror, drama, you know, the drama shit too.
You wanted to go, what was in your wheelhouse? What look the look you had, and it catered to a certain type of movie.
Exactly, yeah. And I just like had to find my niche, and you know, people dance, people sing. Yeah, I do all that, but that's so Filipino stereotype. I am the martial artist, you know. I am the fighter of the crew. So now it's like, how do I mesh fighting into the entertainment realm? And stunts came up because I'm able to take falls, I'm able to take hits. I don't mind getting hit. So now when I do stunts, you know, it's like I do the back falls, I land straight on my back, I do the hard shit, you know.
Speaking of which, before this interview started, man, he showed me his tooth, man. He got messed up in the stunt.
Yeah, it was a stick fight, and I got nicked, and it chipped it from the gum down, and then I let it go for about 2 weeks because I didn't want to go to the dentist, man. I knew the bill was gonna be big, and so it started hurting. Like I woke up one day and just hurt, and the root was exposed, and I brushed it on accident real hard, and so it kind of cut through, and when it hit that nerve, it just felt like someone was just like, just for days, just like this.
Oh, I'm sweating just.
Just like, and so it started going up, and I was talking to a couple of clients of mine, and they're like, yeah, man, like you could have a stroke. You could have a stroke, you could have a heart attack, and I'm like, oh shit, it's like I'm running on a lot of pre-workout, I better this is serious, because your brain's right here, in your tooth, and so that's the only reason, I got no cavities, I got none of that stuff, I've never had a root canal, and the first thing that came to my head was like, I'll just get it pulled out, like, I don't want a root canal. I did some research, and there's a lot of cons to having it, like, you could get another infection, you have to go back in, spend another $3 to $4 or $5 grand. And then also too, like your body works off of energy, the electrical, the electrical system, how it goes from nerve.
Oh yeah.
And then if there's this part missing, or if you get a root canal and they totally kill the root, then your body has to figure out how to make up for that gap. And I was watching some holistic dentists, and they were saying the best thing is to pull it out. Root canals, you could get cancer. There's a lot of things, like there's a lot of people out there that's gotten cancer from having root canals, and then, just a lot of negative stuff. So I was like, I just get it pulled out. And then I have the retainer, but I really don't like wearing it. I don't like.
What does that feel like?
It feels like if you ever had braces, when you wear a retainer. When I first got it, I was lisping and I was worried. I was like, oh crap, man, like I have to talk a lot and like acting. It's like I need my diction to be perfect. It's like, because I was like, so what's going on, man? What's happening over there?
That would have been great if you just had a strong Filipino accent.
Yeah, strong Filipino accent with the rules listed in it.
It's like a Filipino Mike Tyson.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So, but I wear it when I go to bed, but I don't like wearing it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hurt anymore, thank God.
You can't like eat food with that on, can you?
Nah. I prefer not to. So.
When it comes to like stunt work, because when I think, I don't know about anyone else, but when I think stunt work, I'm like, God, the rate of injury must be so high. Is it actually as high as I'm thinking, or is it actually not as bad, assuming you're good at your job?
Like, I mean, every project that I've worked on, there hasn't been no like serious injuries. So, but you do hear people getting killed on accident, stunt gone wrong. But if you do it right, the technique, that's why you gotta hire the right people. Stunt coordinators, you always send them a reel, or they know you, and it's a really tight crew, because it's like you can't just like read someone's resume. It's like, oh, this guy does this, and then he's on set, and they're like, all right, bro, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna jump off this building, right, do a back somersault flip, and then roll out and then say hi to the camera, and then you're standing there like, what? Yeah, it's on your resume that you can do all this, and then you lie, you can't really lie about that.
Yeah.
So you either have to know you or seen your work, or a referral from a friend. Like when I did Boone the Bounty Hunter with John Hennigan, Johnny Nitro from WE, like he elevated me, but basically the stunt coordinator knew what I can do because I sent him my reel, and someone recommended me or referred me to him, and he believed his friend, and I did like a crazy stunt. Like I got elevated. If you guys Google elevation, Johnny Nitro. So basically, just landed on my back, and I got a concussion after that. Yeah, because the first hit, basically, like usually you wear a gator back, when you do a back fall. But my character, the thug, the Mexican thug, had to be in a tank top that day. So my whole character in the scenes is in a tank top. When I put the gator back on and then put the tank top on, the gator back was so basically gator back is like fiberglass that protects your spine. Right, and so this one was a little too big, and it was coming out of my tank top, and they're, everybody's looking at me, and they're like, "Oh fuck," I was like, "I'll do it without the gator back," and they're like, "Well, we could put it," and I'm falling on like cement, basically flipping up and then getting slammed on my back from like 6.5 feet.
I'm surprised they let you do that without the
Oh man, like they expect you to know how to do it right.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
And so like they don't care about that shit. They want to get their shot. Paying a lot of money to get that shot. You do it. And we rehearsed on like a foam, Matt, me, and John. But then on it, it's like they laid down this little foam mat on the ground. And they're like, well, we could give you this kind of foam. And I was like, really? Yeah. And so I tested it out on my back, just jumped up in the air, landed on my back, tucking my chin in. And I was like, all right, I'm ready. And so they cleared everybody out, and it was like a very delicate thing. And so the first shot we got, I get my back slammed on a beam on the ceiling first, and then my heels hit the ceiling, and then I flip over and land on my back. So it's almost like someone, you're coming in, someone, suplexing you, slamming my back into it, and then flipping me around, elevating. So I'm like flipping this way and then flipping on my back. My feet's coming from under me. And so like the first take was great, but when I hit, I was able to keep my chin chucked in, boom, and I hit hard and knocked my hair out completely. I'd never been hit like that. And my the bandana I had around my head flew across the room. I had it so tight too, but the whiplash of, my head going like this, knocked the bandana across the room. And it looked great. Everybody was like, oh, fuck. And then, I rolled out. And they're like, okay? I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like winded, fucking shit hurt. I wasn't expecting it. Because it's like getting hit by a car. It's like, you're going to take it.
Yeah.
You're going to take it. No matter what happens, you take it. Just do it right. And then so the stunt coordinator came, and he was like, how that feel? I was like, that was good, man. They're like, okay. I was like, and then like, Deli was going to ask me to do it one more time. And then he was just like, can you do it? It was like, and you can do it again? I was like, took a deep breath, was like, one more time. And he was like, okay, so now, she was like, okay, so it looked great, it looked awesome. It's like, now when he slams you back into the beam, instead of hitting your heels on the wall, because I had cracked the beam, I hit it so hard, but my heels hit it, left like little marks of the painting over it. Put your feet flat on it and push off of it, and it'll send momentum harder. And I was like, just plant it on, and I was like, so plant it on, then push off. So I was like, that sounds good, okay, cool. And so, and so this time, like, he slammed me, and I did exactly what he said. I planted my foot, and I kicked off, and that made my foot go, whoop, boom! And so I tried tucking my chin in, but the force was so crazy that it whiplashed, and I hit my back of the head on the ground. And my bandana still flew across the room again, and I grabbed my head and rolled out in character, because naturally if that shit were to happen to somebody, that's what they would do. And then I was like dazed, man. I was out, and so I rolled out, and after that, they were like, are you okay? Oh my God, hit your head. They were like, fucking, I was like, no, man, I'm good, and so the whole day for the next like 6 hours they're checking up on me. Sometimes I go out and talk to like the girls outside, and then when the stunt coordinators be coming out, it's like looking at my eyes and everything. It's like, you okay, man? Like, I'm like, yeah. I was like, okay, well, just stay close because we want to make sure. It's like, you don't need to go to emergency or anything. I was like, no, man, I'm good, because I was upset that I hit my head, because if there was no mat and I hit my head on concrete, I would have been dead. Damn. And so I was sitting there trying to figure out, like in deep concentration, like how I could have, done better, because if that little foam pad wasn't there, it's like I would have broke my skull, and so, but the momentum was what was just so hard of me pushing hard. Maybe he said lightly, but I pushed hard, in the moment, and yeah, I was sitting there in like deep, just thinking, and so I was like, taps me on the shoulder, like, hey man, you okay? You good? Like, your head okay? Like, you need water? And I was like, no, man, I'm just thinking over, like, about the stunt, trying to figure out, it's because I tried tucking my chin in, but, I'm just trying to figure something out, and they were like, okay, yeah. So I drove home from Santa Clarita all the way back to Burbank, and that's when I knew I had a concussion. Because I started getting dizzy, I was driving, and then I felt like just like my head was going to explode, my eyes turned like bloodshot red, and I stumbled in, and, I lived in a stunt house, with some more stunt guys, and like, they were like, dude, what happened? I was like, I'm just gonna go lay down. And then the whole night, I was just like, I probably should call like emergency, but I'm just gonna suck it up and just meditate. And that's when I got to my karate mode and just meditated, got like a pack of vegetables and just put it in the back of my neck, and drank a lot of water, took a ton of vitamin C, some B vitamins, and just like waited out. But it was weird. Like, I suffered a concussion from wakeboarding, but that hit, it literally took like 6-7 hours for it to kick in, because the whole time I was like, chilling, whatever, had some moments, but I've been head kicked before, but so I don't know, it's like, yeah, I've been head kicked, and so I was just like, cool, but yeah, my neck felt like I probably should have had a brace, and then for like a week I couldn't move my neck. Like, it was bad.
That's crazy.
Hardcore whiplash. So that's it.
How do you move forward on days like that where like it just did not go your way or did not go as planned, and now you're kind of set back because you can't go on an audition with a neck brace? So
Yeah. Well, I wasn't auditioning at that time. I was just strictly doing stunts. So I took time to heal and train and just get back from it. But everybody's just like, man, dude, this Filipino guy has balls. The fact that I did it, even without the gator back, and how I did it and how hard it hit, like I pretty much won the respect. It was my really first pro job, with some legit people that, did Avengers, It's like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's like okay, like I had to prove myself that day anyway. Just, risk your body and they see it, and now I'm trying to get the stunt coordinator, the guy that did it, to try to get me in a scene where I get set completely on fire. Always wanted that to happen. Like Action Factory, they created this fire gel, right? And basically it's like a see-through gel. You just put it on and just set that on fire, and it doesn't even look like you have anything on you. And you can put it on your face, put it on your hair, everything. And it's like, hey, if you ever get a project that needs a guy to get set on fire, because he told me, he was like, I owe you, dude, for that stunt, and I was like, this is amazing, man. These guys seeing this. But Brady Romberg, that guy's effing amazing.
That's awesome. That is so cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Still, man, I'm still waiting to get set on fire. If you see this, please.
We're gonna have to send this out to him.
Come on, my finger. No.
Just his finger. Can we get like a close up of his
How
finger?
about my? No. How about we set that on fire?
1 minute.
Yeah.
That's cool though, because it shows that like you're up for anything. Like you'll give anything.
Yeah, dude, I've had my head slam into a toilet. That's fun.
I gotta ask, because you got concussions, you get kicked to the head, fights. How is your head after all these years going through all this trauma?
I'm pretty sure you could tell.
I'm
pretty sure you can tell, like, in the last 41 minutes. Yeah. Hey, but MMA is more safe than boxing. Okay. I watched, boxing, you take a lot of hits to the head, take a lot of thumps to the head. Like that McGregor fight, man. How do you take 150 hard shots to the head? In the UFC, you take maybe like 10 really good ones and you're knocked the fuck out,
Yeah.
One head kick, dude. Ooh. 150 to 200 like solid shots to the dome. That's brain damage, man.
Protection.
Yeah.
On that note, because you have such a willingness to just go for it and like not let anything hold you back and just, be yourself, what do you think holds people back? What are habits that hold them back?
Beer.
Beer.
Oh,
beer. It's like, wait, what?
A fear of failure.
When you don't.
When you don't work. Oh, jeez. 45 milligrams. Sprig.
This episode is brought to you by Sprig.
All right, that's the second time. Yeah. Oh yeah, like a sexy voice. Brought to you by Sprig. Smile more.
So fear, okay.
Yeah,
what is
fear.
it about fear? They just let it.
Well, just just not going for it. It's just like asking a girl out. It's like a lot of guys don't ask girls out because of fear of rejection, right? It's like that ego. Just do it, man. Stop saying you're gonna do something. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Fail.
Do you have any?
But at least you did it.
Yeah. So for someone, let's say someone is listening right now, whether it's to talk to a girl or apply for a new job or maybe get into a new hobby like acting.
Yeah.
What's one thing they could do right now to help them get over fear?
That would help them.
Yeah, like something they could either think about or they could say to themselves to be like, all right, I gotta do this.
You can die at any time.
Nice.
Just get it done, man.
There you go.
Come on. Like, what's going on? Harp.
I've always liked also the...
Screw you, Harp.
Screw you. I've always liked the 3-second rule where they say like, let's say you're going to talk to a girl in a bar. You have 3 seconds. If you're not going to go up and do anything in 3 seconds, forget it. Because after that point, you're going to just overanalyze it.
Yeah, you're going to overanalyze it. Yeah, you got about 3 seconds, when you make eye contact. So go talk to that girl, because if you don't, you already lost her.
Either that or she's going to think you're a creep.
Yeah, you can't just be staring at them for no reason.
What is the biggest goal, like, you're trying to shoot for right now? I know you've got that Wichita that you're going to be filming.
Yeah, Wichita, biggest goal is to, I mean, there's a lot, man. Just like make money while asleep.
Yeah.
You know,
you got a lot of side projects. You got Weed Fit, you got
Weed
training.
Fit, the training aspect. Shoot,
how's
the
that all
YouTube
going?
channel that I started.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have
Yeah, Julian and Jeremy, check it out. It's weird.
It is so funny.
It's weird, but this kid is like, you know, he's different than others. You know, he has a big smile on his face. And when I got the director and producer friend of mine to get on, like he went to the gym and he saw everybody there, and he felt Julian had a big marketability, had a big smile on his face, couldn't stop smiling, and the chemistry and also the friendship of me and Julian, like it just works, you know.
Yeah.
And
the rapport you guys have.
yeah, the rapport we have. I mean, this cat, it's like I saw him holding mitts, like boxing mitts, and he doesn't seem like the kind of person that would. You never think, man.
If he said to you, "Let's spar," you'd be like, "This is a show." But then he puts him on and has you go.
Yeah,
you're
he's
the
holding
fool.
him. Yeah, exactly. And so before I even like started working at the gym, it's like I approached him. I was like, "Hey, I saw you holding mitts." You know, it's like, "What do you hold mitts?" He's like, "Yeah." You know, big smile on his face, like, "Yeah, I hold it for amateur fighters." And I'm like, "Motherfucker!" I was like, "You gotta hold for me." And so I couldn't find anybody that could like hold mitts for me. That could, you know, because I like to hit hard and I also like to do bare knuckle. You know, I'm all about that. And so it was first time holding for somebody that was doing a full, you know, boxing thing, bare knuckle, and I was like, this guy could actually hold mitts. And so I was telling everybody, like, dude, don't let that kid fool you, man. Like he got skill, but he has a great personality, and the whole Julian and Jeremy thing it's goofy, man. It's like so
definitely
weird.
Link to that.
Yeah, it's so weird.
That's cool. Do you find you have an eye for that on people? Like you can kind of sense, because I know you're big into like seeing people's
yeah, man. That's why I'm on your radio show, bro.
Oh, props.
Bling bling. Gotta represent the Pinoy.
That's right. Pinoy's in the house.
Pinoy's in the house. Everybody's like, man, that guy's not Filipino. They're like, these guys aren't Filipino. These are
I don't think in a single episode I've even said I'm Filipino yet.
Really?
So they're probably like, wait, what's happening?
Dude, some people's head are probably exploding right now. Like hearts are like.
We thought it was wrong. It's that political climate, man. You gotta be careful.
It's like that white guy and that black guy talking right now. No, dude, like me, Darren, and Vance, you know, we have that multicultural. We live in a condo up in. I'm not gonna tell you where I live, but I almost said it. Yeah. But we got the black guy. I cover Hispanic and Asian, and then we got Vance, the white boy from Indiana. That's all we need, man. What else do we need? We need Aladdin. Where are you? Oh, I cover that too. Only in the summer, though. Hey, man, you Indian? Sure, bro. I'm whatever the fuck you want me to. I'm Indian.
What was in your career thus far? You know, we've talked about the ups and downs. What was like the biggest upset for you?
In my career?
Yeah.
Not making it soon enough, and also not finding the right manager or agent.
Okay.
You know, someone that actually understood like where I'm coming from and what I wanted. You know, it's like finding that. You know, even people are like, "Oh, you need to start auditioning again," but I'm trying to go Chance the Rapper, man. It's like I figure if you're good enough and you put in the hard work, like they'll come for you. And so when I stopped going out for auditions in 2015. Since like my acting coach would ask, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I'm trying to see what the fitness industry is about." You know, it's like acting kind of drained me, the auditions and the stress and you know all that of going to auditions, and it's like I just want to be fucking chill, you know, focus on the fitness, and I could always come back. And I was still taking acting classes. You know, I got to continue training because you know if you don't go to the gym, you're gonna lose muscle, right? So your brain's a muscle, so continue to take classes and perfect your craft. And you know, during these last, 2.5 years that I haven't, I'm still not auditioning. I probably won't until after Wichita, until after done filming that, then maybe I will. But I kind of want to do what Chance did, but I wanted to come back a new actor because I felt like going to auditions, people knew my face, people knew, what the level I was at, and people just, see me in auditions all the time. It's like I just want to get out of that. And then when I come back, just like, oh, who the fuck is this guy? Kind of like a new start.
Fresh, yeah.
And then also the craft, like just coming with a better craft or a better mindset.
And you have a new perspective, and you can take what you've learned in that time off and tie
Exactly.
it in. Sometimes they say that's the biggest, I don't remember the exact quote, but they said the moment you figure out you're an expert at something, you almost got to switch crafts, because sometimes it's the naive mind that ends up coming up with the insights that the others took too much pride into being experts on, that they didn't allow themselves to see those.
Exactly. Yeah, man. And yeah, you got it right on it. You got it right on it, man.
Yeah, because I've had other actors on here before, and like that agent and manager process, that's not easy. How do you, and I've heard other stories where like they had managers or agents where they didn't see eye to eye, or they were just putting them out.
I fired mine before I got the job at LA Fitness. Oh, fuck. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. At the gym. Before I even applied. The only reason I applied to the gym is because something happened. And then what was supposed to happen didn't happen. And I didn't really need a job anymore. But yeah, that changed my life. I don't want to go in detail on that, but Playa Vista called me, and that's when I got into it. I was like, okay, cool. And I've always been certified. That's the thing. I've been certified since 2007, because I wanted to know the body.
It goes back to what you were saying, like you always keep your mind sharp, like you said, it's a muscle.
Exactly.
You always want to be learning, and that's huge. It's a big lesson for people to take away. It's just like, it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's part of your craft or not, like figure out a way to keep getting yourself engaged, because no matter how far removed you might think what you're currently doing is from what you're trying to do, there's ways it all connects. You just gotta find that.
Yeah, man. Like, taking the time and going to fitness was big relief for me, because I was also going through like a breakup. I was with a beautiful girl. We're amazing, like friends to get, friends now, just mutual respect. But I was like heartbroken. So getting out of acting and also just trying to find myself more, because 6 years is a long time. It's like, it's just those 2 years I needed to just get away from the acting, get away from entertainment. She was also an artist as well, so I just need to get away from all these eccentric, like crazy people. And then with LA Fitness and meeting all these like normal people, it's like not normal people, what I mean, just like a regular corporate job. I never had a corporate job ever, just acting, the stunt stuff, and then getting my money from, the acting gigs that I was doing. And so it was like interesting to try to, because I was still kind of shy with that, and even talking about the whole acting to people. But now I realize like there's a lot of people that actually understand. Exactly. It is LA, and working with different walks of life, I take that as like helping with my acting. Because you're always playing different types of people. So working with older people and working with young girls that need to lose weight, and also just helping humans. It's like that feeling, like being sad, when you find out your client has like diabetes, or being sad when you find out like your client's like gonna die or something like that,
It gives you a sense of purpose.
Yeah, exactly. And then connecting with just people, like different walks of life, and I take that and I put that in my acting. It's like it helps. It does help.
Did you find that how long was that break that you took, like from acting and then like just being
from 2015 till now?
Okay.
Yeah, and then the YouTube channel with Julian Jeremy, that's the first thing I've put out in like a long time. Everything else that you look up of me is like a lot of stunts. I did a lot of stunts for the stunt people, and then I just like kind of didn't want to do the acting thing.
Do you recommend that kind of break for someone who might be in like a similar position?
Well, I mean, a lot of actors do that. They disappear for like 3 to 4, even 7 years. All of a sudden they come back and they're a new person. They're back on top. It's like you go up and then you drop down. You need to figure out like, I need to cut out now. I need to leave. People are getting sick of my face. People are getting sick of whatever's going on.
When you've hit that moment of just like, no, because a lot of people get caught up, especially today with social media and stuff. You get caught up with like, I'm comparing myself to everyone else, so I gotta keep pushing versus like, no, dude, I need a break. I need to get away from this. How do you know? Just
like, don't really know. You just have to be brave enough to like give that up, and see what happens, go in another direction, and then trying to apply your real passion into that direction. It's always gonna be there. Like Hollywood, all that. Of course, we're aging, but I don't feel like I've wasted time at all. Like I said, I've like met amazing people like you, Darian, all my friends that I have now are just like, wow, like if I was continuing acting, doing it, where would I be? I would have made it, whatever, but whatever, maybe I wouldn't have made it, maybe I would have still been doing the same exact stuff, but I would have never met you guys.
Yeah, it's the quality of the journey versus just like waiting for that result.
And I've learned so much just working with stupid assholes at the gym, and it's like, I don't talk about anybody, but just different kinds of people, man. It's like, it's awesome. And what's the best place for a guy like me? The fucking gym.
Yeah, you get it all there.
And networking. I mean, it's like Bryce Fox, brother. Singer, look him up. Like training people like that. People that have producing credits. It's like I'm networking now. So now I'm networking, and now I'm meeting people that actually want to help me and work with me. It's like, this is amazing. Like, as a training people and helping people, it's like making people throw up and faint. It's like amazing. It's like, and I could just be myself,
That's
as a trainer,
the biggest thing.
Yeah, as a trainer, it's like, at first you think it's like, oh, I gotta be really straight laced and professional and whatever, and like, yeah, you'll be right there. But people aren't like that.
No.
I realize if you're yourself, and you're fun and just real, it's like, hey, I just went out for drinks last night. I'm hungover too. I have clients come in like, hey, I drink. And I was like, yeah, me too. So let's fucking get to work. Let's do this together. I don't want to be here at 5 a.m. in the morning. You don't want to be here. Let's just do this together.
There you go. Relatability. Joe's Cold Brew. Mm-hmm. Brought to you by Sprague and Joe's Cold Brew.
They're like, nah, man, there's whiskey in there. He's lying.
No, people watching this are gonna swear we're lying, but
man, he lying, eh?
He's lying, fool.
That's that new Joe's coffee brew, eh? I heard about that. It's like 97%.
He's a liar, man.
He's a liar. He lied to me. He lied to my face and my ears, eh?
How could he do that?
That's right.
This is gonna be so entertaining.
I'm so sorry, bro.
No, it's all good. What do you think?
The doctor did tell my mom that I was ADD or ADHD or ADXD. And my mom was like, no, he's a kid. Kids have a lot of energy. I'm not giving that Ritalin shit. But my mom's very like healthy, whatever. Yeah. And then like when I was in college and my friends had some Adderall, I was like, hey, my mom tried hiding that shit from me, eh? Give me some so I can study for my finals. And dude, like, I took that stuff. Oh my god, I got A's, bro. I was like, called my mom, I was like, I can't believe you held out. Can't believe the doctor's gonna give it to me for free. Yeah, so, but that stuff is amazing. But don't take it, it's bad for you.
Listen, kids.
Yeah.
If you learn one lesson a day, careful on those meds.
Hence why I'm like jumping. No, it's Sprig.
Brought to you by Sprig.
Brought to you by Sprig.
What do you think that people tend to spend too much of their time focusing on that's not helping them towards their goals?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Which and again.
Oh my god.
Here.
What is it? Winter Coming?
Winter's coming.
And it has a wolf?
Yes, it is the House of Stark.
Dude, that is amazing, man.
I know.
Like, my spirit animal is a wolf.
There you go.
And I'm pretty sure the psychics out there that are trying to pick my mind right now knew that. Yeah, that's right. You know me.
They're like, I already knew. A week ago, I knew you were going to be on this podcast and you were going to be able to call that.
And we're going to have Joe's coffee. So predictable.
So funny. TV, social media, they spend too much of their time on that.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't like selfies. Like, unless I have a tooth out, and I will take a selfie of that.
Yeah.
And I put money on McGregor, by the way. So.
How did you win?
I didn't win anything, man. I put money on McGregor.
Oh, damn. Nice.
I could have won a lot, eh?
I would have.
I could have got my kids out of college, eh? Leave that alone all day. Fucking Mayweather, eh? Took out Pacquiao.
Shit.
Took out my man, eh? Sorry, I'm not joking.
So people spend too much of their time focusing on social media and TV and stuff like that. What would you recommend that if they have the next 4 weeks and you're like, we're getting you off all that?
Yeah.
What would you say, this is what I want you to focus on?
I want you to focus on just being alone and just being in silence, just being by yourself and give yourself some time to think, focus on that. And then also yourself, like health-wise, focus on that too. Play around,
That's
like,
big.
Like on Facebook, it's funny, man. Like I said, my ex-girlfriend, 6 years, we're in our Facebook friends. We just like have to understand is Facebook is bad. Facebook is just gonna get us into trouble. So it's for me, that's why it's like, you know, Facebook people are on there all the time, and I see that. Like, I haven't posted anything for like the last whatever months. It's like, man, you're an actor, you should be doing it all the time. It's like, it's not my thing. You know, I just barely got into Instagram in 2014. You know, my manager at the time was like, you need to like post something more on Instagram, because I had put a picture of my sister and my nephew at the time. He was a little baby boy. That's about it. My nephew and my sister, you know. And my manager's like, what are you doing, man? I'm like, looks like you have a kid and a wife. I was like, that's my sister, bro. And he was like, no. It's like, you know, you need to start like, put a shirtless picture of yourself on there. He's like, for one, because
superficial.
Yeah, just like put a shirtless picture of you on there, you know, because your fans are gonna be teen girls and gay men. And I'm like, all right, you know. So I went through my headshots and everything and put a shirtless picture on there. And if you look at my Instagram, it starts with like all these 5 family things, and then all of a sudden, bam, shirtless photo, weird shit, you know, because I had to. But I would never put the selfie thing, man. And I rarely post anything, so I don't believe, like...
It's coming back to your core values.
Yeah, I don't believe you have to be so into the Instagram, Facebook. Snapchat I tried, but I have to distort my face. I will not do Snapchat in my normal face. I always do it with the distorted face.
The
filters, yeah, with a different voice, because it's like, it's a joke, man.
Yeah.
At least to me, you know, it's like...
No, but that's such a big point you're bringing up, you know, bring that all together about like we were saying with the training, it's about connection. We've lost that like actual face-to-face interaction.
Yeah, exactly, the text messages, it's like, I don't do emojis, man. I get in trouble for not doing emojis. I only do exclamation marks, that's it. If I'm excited, you get 3, okay? You get 3 exclamation marks.
4 is asking too much.
Yeah. You know, it's like, I don't do emojis. It's,
What is it that you think people are afraid of when, so like social media, you know, they're always comparing themselves and it's always this not good enough. Why do we, it's the easiest thing to just be yourself, but now it's apparently the hardest thing. Why are we so afraid of being good enough and comparing ourselves?
Comparing ourselves to...
Like to the world, to everyone, and not just like you said, be yourself. Why is that such a struggle for people?
Dude, I think it's has a lot to do with what the social media puts out there. What's getting the most views, man? Ass and titties. No, really, dude. Sure. Like you were saying, one normal girl from Alaska could post an amazing ass photo and get more followers than me in a day.
Yeah. Well, like you were saying, your agent was telling you to put all those shirts.
Yeah, sex sells, and that's what I had to realize throughout this journey. Because like before, it's like I would never do nudity. I would never show my ass. You know, even in locker rooms, like, you know, changing for football. Man, they're a little braver than me. You know, my friends would actually moon girls outside my car. And it's like, they would tell me to moon. I'm like, bro, I'm not showing my ass to these girls. How's that like a good thing, you know? It's like, I'm sorry, I'm not a mooner, you know? Yeah. And also, too, it's sorry, I'm not gonna, you know, show my junk in front of all my friends either, you know? So, but in acting, I knew it was gonna come. I knew I had to. So I built the best glutes in the world. No, and that was more of like an insecurity of not, you know, having, you know, like the proper what an ass should look like on film. You know, it's like, hey, if I'm with my chick, whatever, it's like whatever. I mean, it was still good, I guess, but you know, not to my standards. So sex sells, you know. It's like I'm gonna have to do sex scenes in my career. I had to be ready for that. Explain it to my, you know, girlfriend at the time. I remember having a kissing scene, my first one. I was like 22, and I'd been with this girl for 4 years already, so it was kind of serious. It was almost official. No, really serious, and I didn't tell her because of fear of like just the argument of, and I was on set. But me being the kind of good boyfriend, I told her before I shot the scene, I was like, hey, like I'm about to do this like really romantic kissing scene in a barnyard with my shirt off. You know, she has a boyfriend too. He's a fireman. I have nothing on that guy. You know, I'm just trying to make her feel good. She still got pissed. Yeah. And so that kind of thing with the acting, I was like, holy fuck, man, how am I gonna keep a relationship if, you know, my girlfriend is just not gonna approve of any of this. You know, they're not gonna like it. But if I'm gonna be in acting, I'm gonna go full fucking force. I'm gonna go fucking eyes wide shut. You know. Yeah. It's like I have to be willing, but no nudity. You know. But in the last, 4 years, it's like, you know what, like I have a good body. It looks good. I think it's ready to be on film. No, but just like, if the scene is right, if the scene has a purpose, if the scene needs to be there, then you have to do it. I mean, look at let's see, what helped me? American Psycho with Christian Bale, right? That threesome sex scene, how hard do you think that was for him to do? Maybe not that hard because he was fucking Ray Christian Bale, but for someone like me, that's like, you gotta find complete focus of doing that scene right. You know, you can't be unprofessional, you know, being naked with another girl. Sometimes, you know, you got something. It's, but I mentally, yeah, sex sells. That's my whole point. Yeah.
The final question.
I'm trying to drink this water, bro. It's not working.
It's not working. It's not making you smarter.
This is a fake.
Okay.
It's not no smart water. This is stupid water.
Final question I like to end all the episodes on is the mind-action gap. The idea of what someone wants to do to the actual execution of doing it. What's one actionable tip someone can take away today on how they can close that gap and just, I want to become a stuntman. What's the first thing they can do? Like, what's one actionable tip they can start right now to getting a step closer to that?
You kind of have to soul search, right?
Yeah.
You know, soul search. Like I said, I would just sit in a room and meditate on it. You know, visualize it first. What end goal do you want? Visualize that fucking end goal. You know, and then whatever passion you want, how's that going to get you to that end goal? Because yeah, you could want to be the best actor in the world, but is that really what you want to be? Is the best actor in the world? You know, what if it's like, you know, helping children? You know, so you got to figure out how I'm going to make enough money to fucking help enough people. You know, or if you don't want to help people, just want to, you know, pull your family out of poverty. You know, maybe it's for your family, but find why you even want, you know, that passion to fucking skyrocket and everything. Okay. So, and I know money doesn't bring you happiness, but you know what? You can make a lot of people happy with money. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Gives you utilization.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Bling bling.
Bling bling. Real quick,
I gotta try this.
Shout out to the weed fit that you're wearing.
Weed fit. Hashtag
real quick,
weed
explain
fit.
what that is.
It's weed and being fit.
It's two different things.
That's it.
And then what about the hat he's got? For those not watching,
UFOs,
from
they are out there. Yeah.
Nice. Is that like anything you're affiliated with, or is that just?
Yeah, like a good friend of mine, Jose Escamilla. He's a paranormal investigator, like a legend out there. And this is one of his films, so check it out. You know, UFOs, paranormal stuff. You know, they are out there, man. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the skies, and if it's not our government, you know, it's coming from, you know, somewhere else. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
We're gonna have to.
I am a mystery man. I know a lot of stuff.
We're gonna have to bring him in just for.
I do a lot of paranormal stuff out there too.
Nice,
like,
nice.
Yeah, ghostly experiences. So
okay. We'll
that's a whole other world.
Yeah. Real quick, shout out any social you want to throw out, websites, upcoming movies.
Yeah, my Instagram is we put it out there, right? Tristan 31.
Okay.
So JAYTRISTAN 31. That's
awesome.
it.
Awesome. Yeah. Jeremy, thank you so much, man.
Thanks, brother.
It was a good talk.
Yeah.
And a lot of great
I hope this gets about 25 views.
There you go.
Woo!
25.
That's a record.